Welcome to Inner Peace and Serenity with your host, speaker, coach, facilitator, Jeanne Muhammad. We hope that by the end of this show, you'll feel empowered and encouraged to live a better you. So take back your pen, take back your life, right here on Keever's Place with Miss Jeanne Muhammad.
Peace and blessings, beautiful souls. Thank you for being here with me this evening. I am grateful, always grateful for the time that you spend with me. Welcome to Inner Peace and Serenity at Keever's Place, the Keever Murdaugh Show and Podcast. Again, thank you for being here with me. Um, I had a show planned this evening that I had a guest plan, and for whatever reason that they could not be here, I said, okay, I will spend my time with you talking about one of my favorite subjects. This week, I have been doing a series of articles. And in that series of articles, I have been talking about a subject near and dear to my heart. Before I get to that, though, I would like to give you some information about myself. I am a your global happiness expert. In addition to being a happiness coach, I also am a assertive and confidence coach, a holistic wellness coach. I'm the author of 5 self-development books. And also, I would like you to visit my website, Jeanne at imjeannem.com. And there you can purchase my books. You can also click on my YouTube channel where I do a podcast every Tuesday and Thursday called Positivity is the Key. And there I have been doing a series, as I said, talking about this subject of resilience. And because I am a coach and because what I do, I empower women that have been challenged or are going through challenges in their lives. And because of those challenges, they have lost themselves and they have trouble finding that inner peace and that serenity because of the challenges and struggles that they have been through. I have been very open about my own life and the struggles that I had to go through in order to reach the point where I am, where I can say to other women that you can pull up on that strength that you have within yourself. You can pull up on that strength and bring yourself up and heal from within and find inner peace and serenity. It's a process. It's not something that happens overnight. It's not something that you can just snap your fingers and here it is. It takes time. It takes time to find that inner strength. It takes time sometimes, and sometimes you need a guide. Sometimes you need someone else that can see the picture a little bit clearer than you see it. And that's what I do. That's what I am here for. I'm not a medical doctor. I don't have medical degrees, but have, I am certified in all of my coaching and I have experience. I have the experience of finding that inner peace, that experience of pulling up on that strength that God has deposited in me because God shared himself with us. He gave us part of himself and he gave us, we all have a God within us. Ye are all gods, children of the most high God. And so he has deposited that within us. And we can find that. We can pull up on that strength and have that inner peace and that serenity. Now, what I have been talking about this week is resilience. See, that is what we gain, and that is what happens to us when we face our difficulties and we pull up on that strength. And when we do it over and over again and we exercise that muscle, then we become stronger and we become resilient. Now, what is resilience? What does it look like? How do you recognize it? First of all, there are certain characteristics that are exhibited when a person is resilient. Now, as I said, this is not sometimes a process that happens overnight. Sometimes we have to work at it. And this is not to say that there is someone that's dealing with a problem. I talk about this friend of mine that deals with, she has mental health issues. And she's very open about it. Her mission in life is to be so open about it that people can understand that it's nothing to be ashamed of, a problem that she has. So she's open about it. She talks about it. She coaches about it to other people that are having mental health issues, because there's such a stigma attached to it that she is trying to roll back that stigma and have people understand that it's nothing to be ashamed of. And so I look at her, and I was looking at this post that she did today, and she was having a problem, and she was kind of down, which is happens, when people are going through depression. It happens. And what the beautiful thing about her is that even though some days she has trouble just getting out of bed, you know, but she keeps going and she keeps encouraging other people. That's resilience. That's knowing that even though I have this problem, even though I'm struggling, I am not going to let the problems that I have dictate my life. I am going to live my life regardless of the problems I may be having. So, characteristics of resilience. First of all, a resilient person, they will accept delayed gratification. In this society that we live in today, everything is instant. You know, uh, you can pop anything into a microwave oven and have a whole meal in no time, instant. Instant oatmeal, instant grits, instant eggs, everything. You can add some water to it and you have an entire meal. So we have been programmed to want everything now. But once you start working on and becoming more resilient, you realize that's not the way it is. That's not things that you really want, such as if you're working to break a habit that is not serving you well. It's not going to be instant that you will be able to break that habit. It's not going to be instant that one day you are, if you're on a diet and you're struggling to lose weight, it's not going to be one day, you are 200 pounds and then the next day you're 150. It doesn't work that way. Once you become resilient, you do not uh, look for instant gratification. You know that if you set a goal and you work towards that goal and you chip away at it and you chip away at it, eventually you will reach your destination. You're going to, and also you're going to come up out of your comfort zone. Resilient people know that even though I may feel comfortable where I am, even though I may not want to cause myself any kind of anxiety because I have to learn something new, resilient people understand that in order to be successful at anything, that sometimes we have to stretch and come up out of that comfort zone. It may be that and I'll use myself as an example. I was very comfortable doing speaking in front of an audience, a live audience, very comfortable doing workshops. I had no problem with that. I have training in the theater, so I didn't have a problem with that. But I'm camera shy, or I was camera shy. I worked on that. I was camera shy. And when COVID came along, it wiped out my workshops. It wiped out my, being able to work in person with my clients. And I had to come up out of my comfort zone and learn to love the camera. I had to learn to get over that. And I think I was talking to Keever just before the show, and I was thanking her for the opportunity that she gave me to have a show on her platform that helped to bring me up out of that fear of being on camera. I had to come out of my comfort zone. So, and another thing about resilient people, they have a high self worth. They know their self worth. They know how valuable they are. They refuse to take a back seat to anyone and feel that anyone else is so much better than they are, because they understand that we are all unique and we all have different talents. And just because you are able to do this uh better than me, that does not mean that I should be jealous or envious of what God has given you, because God has given all of us talents and gifts. So, knowing your self worth, falling in love with yourself, and knowing that God has shared Himself with you, giving you talents, giving you things that another person may not have. There's enough for all of us out here. There's no reason to be envious or jealous of anyone. And a person that is resilient, they know that. And while I'm on that subject about self worth and love, I would like to invite you to my website, Jeannie at IamJeannieM.com. There you can download a free self-love report. If you are having problems and you're struggling with loving yourself, you're struggling with knowing your self-worth, you have low self-esteem, and you don't know where to start, go to my website and download the free self love report, and it will help you to get on that path of learning to love yourself and raising your self esteem. Now, let's get back to resilience. Now, a resilient person has the ability to fail forward, fail forward. Now, what do I mean by fail forward? In order to become successful in life, we all are going to, especially when you come out of that comfort zone. You come out of that comfort zone and you start learning new things, and you start expanding. We are going to fail at some things. We're going to make mistakes. The thing about making a mistake or failing at something is to not just give up and lay down and say it's over. No, that can be the beginning of something. That's a lesson. That's a lesson learned. And once you learn that lesson, and especially if you learn it the hard way, you won't forget it. You won't forget it. Figure out what you can learn from each one of your failures, and just come back bigger, come back better, and know that success is just around the corner. You just have to keep going and not become discouraged. So we learn to fail forward. And resilient people are great, wonderful at seeing the bigger picture. Sometimes we put ourselves in a vacuum, and we think that everything revolves around us, and we are constantly comparing ourselves to others, and we're constantly seeing what other people are doing, and not realizing that uh, this is a big world. This is a vast universe. Now let's look at the big picture of whatever I'm doing. Yes, right now, I may uh have problems, and I may not be where I desire to be, but that does not mean that that is where I have to stay. That does not mean that it there's nothing else. So we're always expanding, always growing, always learning, and knowing that what is today is preparing us for tomorrow, and understanding that each step that we make, each achievement that we make, is drawing us closer to that final destination, that final goal. See, we all want something, and we're all afraid of something, but we all want something. We all have a great desire for something. Now, I'm always speaking of doing that deep dive self examination, because I believe that all of us have a purpose for being here, that God desired all of us to perform our purpose, our reason for living. And once we have found that purpose, and it's wonderful once you have found your purpose to work at it. Sometimes it takes a deep dive self examination, and it's not easy. It's not easy sometimes to find that purpose. And once you find it, that does not mean that everything is going to be all at once hunky dory. That does not mean that at all. You found your purpose. Now you're on the path. You know why you're here, and you start traveling that path. And you want something. You decide that you have this grand goal that you want to achieve, and you start on that path. That does not mean it's going to be easy always, but keeping that ultimate goal in focus, and seeing the big picture, seeing how each thing that you do is leading you closer and closer to your ultimate goal. That is being resilient and not letting anything, not letting anybody take you off that path because of maybe naysaying or you fall down. We fall down, but we get up. That's resilience. And the more you do it, and the more you pull yourself up, and the more you overcome the obstacles that are going to be in our path. They're just going to be there. I'm a happiness coach. And somebody asked me once, does the happiness coach ever are you ever unhappy? Do you ever have problems, being? And I said, sure I do. We all do. See, being happy and does not mean that you don't have problems. Having that inner peace and that serenity and being able to be happy in spite of the chaos that may be going on around you, that does not mean you do not have problems. It just means that your attitude about those problems have changed. You don't let the problems consume you and take away that inner peace that you have worked hard to achieve. You look at your problems in a different way. You see the problems as um, temporary. That's one of the wonderful things about life is that most things are temporary. You know, if you go to bed, you wake up tomorrow and it's a new day. It's a wonderful new day. It's an opportunity to overcome whatever problems we may having. So no, having inner peace, having that inner happiness, having that resilience does not mean you no longer have problems. It just means that you know now how to deal with those problems and not let them consume you. So I just thank you for this time because I do want to empower those of us that are facing challenges in our lives to know that no matter what challenge you may be facing, no matter what difficulty may be in your life at the moment, as long as you know that you have the ability to change that situation. And if you cannot change the situation, Maya Angelou said, and I love her quote, she said, if there is something in your life that you do not like, change it. And if you cannot change it, change your attitude about it. So I think about my friend that is dealing with mental health, her mental health. And it's not something that has changed for her. It's not something that is changing. She's still dealing with depression. She deals with it on a daily basis. But her attitude about it, that's what changed. She changed her attitude and decided that she was not going to let it define her, but she was going to use it. She's going to use that energy to help someone else, to let someone else know that it's okay. You still can live and you deal with this problem, and it's nothing to be ashamed of. Now that's resilience. So thank you for this time that you have given me. I am Jeanne Muhammad, your global happiness expert. And until we meet again, I always say, whenever you're going through a difficult time, And this is part of self-care. Stop, take a deep breath, and let it out slow. Do this 4 or 5 times, and you will feel yourself calming down and being able to think just a little bit better about whatever is going on with you. I am Jeanne Muhammad, and I can be contacted. Uh, my email is jeannie@iamjeannem.com. And until we meet again, stay blessed and stay safe.
Thank you for watching Keever's Place, the Keever Murdaugh Show and Podcast. Tune in every Thursday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Keever's Place. To be a guest on our show, text the word guest to 803-368-3030 or visit us at tinyurl.com/Keever's Place Booking. And watch us on Apple TV, Roku, and Amazon Fire as we're broadcasting in more than 60 million homes worldwide.